Joseph Parker pulled out, and now David Price steps in to face Dereck Chisora on the October 26th card alongside Taylor versus Prograis. That's right, people. It's official. It's been announced by Eddie Hearn, Sky Sports, and David Hay. How many times has David Price stepped in to save an Eddie Hearn show? I've literally lost count. It's happened so many times in the past. I'm surprised that this fight is happening, I have to be honest, but it's a pleasant surprise. One of the reasons I'm surprised is because David Price, even last week or the week before, said that he would not be taking any more short notice fights. Eddie Hearn had also talked about this. But here we are. He's accepting the Chisora fight on less than 3 weeks' notice. Is he in shape? We know Chisora is going to be in shape. He's at a full camp. This ain't going to be a full camp for David Price. Perhaps he'd already started training for the show he was supposed to be on November 23rd, headlined by Callum Smith. I don't know. Maybe David Price really fancies it. Maybe he was offered so much money that he just couldn't refuse. Who knows? But as I say, I'm surprised, but it's a pleasant surprise. I think it's a fun fight. I think it's a precarious situation for both fighters. Because the loser, especially if they lose in decisive or devastating fashion, they may be facing retirement. Because where else is for them to go? Both guys have lost multiple times. It's a crossroads fight. I'm sure the majority of people are going to be picking Dereck Chisora to win. I wouldn't count Pricey out completely. The Dave Allen performance might be the turning of the tide for David Price. It could be. Because Dave Allen is, of course, not as good as Dereck Chisora. But Pricey had looked gassed against the likes of Cash Ali and even Tom Little. But against David Price, he held it together. He didn't gas out. His boxing was flowing. His confidence was high. And if he can perform like that against Dereck Chisora, keep it all together, you never know, people. He might actually do this. Now, why is David Price such a fan favorite? I love watching David Price. It's very simple, really. You're almost guaranteed a knockout when Price is in the ring. Either he's getting knocked out or the other guy's getting knocked out. It's usually him, at least when he fights, big names, notable names. It's usually him getting knocked out, but he often causes drama. As we saw in the Povetkin fight, as we saw in the Thompson rematch, when he dropped Thompson, hurt Povetkin. So Pricey's heavy-handed, he's always dangerous. Dereck Chisora is a limited fighter himself. Let's not make Chisora out to be the best thing since sliced bread. He's not. He's got 9 losses. And if you look at the way David Price boxed against Dave Allen, will Chisora be able to get through that? Will he be able to close down the distance, put enough pressure on Pricey to take him into deep waters and drown him? Probably. But, if Pricey can hit him with one of those big right hands, something could happen. At the end of the day, Dereck Chisora has been knocked out cold by Dillian Whyte. He was hurt in the first round of that same fight against Dillian Whyte. He's been hurt in several other fights over the years. I think Pricey does have the power to hurt, drop, and knock out Dereck Chisora. There's one thing having the power, it's a different thing being able to deliver the power when it counts. I also know Chisora has the power to knock Pricey out. So personally, I think this is a fun fight. It will draw the fans in. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if people are more interested in this fight than they were in Chisora versus Parker. Because the British fans know what they're getting with Pricey. And they know what they're getting with Chisora too. If Chisora had looked a little more vulnerable in his last fight, I think people would be even more excited for this. But the fact that he blew a guy out in 2 rounds is leading, a sizable number of people to say the same thing is going to happen to Pricey. He's going to get blown out. It's not going to be particularly competitive. We'll see. The great thing about heavyweight boxing is one punch really can turn a fight on its head. And this matchup right here is no different. So don't blink. Drop your comments in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel about this matchup. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Did you prefer the Parker fight? The Parker fight can still happen, by the way, if Dereck Chisora wins, because Parker's team has said they're still interested in that. But yeah, do you like this fight more or less than that one? Do you think it's going to be competitive? Do you think Pricey can pull off the upset? I'm sure he'll be the underdog. Let me know, people. It's happening. I'm out.